Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Poison Okami here. Me, myself, and I back at it again with another video. And today's video is going to be like another tip, guide, slash tutorial video on something that I actually consider to be quite important in Naruto Storm 4. This actually isn't just important in Naruto Storm 4, this is important in pretty much almost every single game that you play, or maybe most of them. So the whole advice that I'm going to give you in today's video is paying attention to your HUD. Your HUD, also written as HUD in big capital letters, also known as the heads up display, is probably one of the most important things to consider in fighting games and FPS games and games where you generally just have like a meter bar and health and energy and whatever else. Things that have a cooldown is primarily used a lot in like games like League of Legends and Overwatch. These are all things that are as part of the HUD, and it is very, very important to pay attention to. So, because this is based on Naruto Storm 4, I'm a Naruto Storm 4 YouTuber, is why you're subscribed to me, is why you're watching me. Let's take a look as to why and how the HUD is so important in Naruto Storm 4. So just to start off with, let's just take a look at the HUD, right? We have the health bar, a chakra bar that we can use for multiple actions like so, and then we have the substitutions as well, which we use to escape from damage. We use the substitutions to escape from combos, to avoid oncoming jutsus that are unavoidable via ninja movement, and we use it to get out of ways to avoid big damage and just sticky situations. I've made tutorials on how to deal with subs and how to use them effectively, so be sure to go watch those if you want to know a little bit more about substitutions. So the HUD is very important, and attached to the HUD is also your items on the bottom left. As you can see, each character has their own respective items. You probably can't see Mitsuki's because my controller peripheral view is in the way, but Mitsuki has 2 poison tags, a defense pill, 2 bombs, and then the guard break, where Shino has an amazing item set of 2 defense down tags, 1 poison tag, and 3 paper bombs. Love it. I've now gotten over what the HUD is. Oh yeah, I also forgot, there is the time in the middle as well. But most importantly, we also want to pay attention to the opponent's HUD, which is their health, chakra, subs, and supports, which I will get into in a little bit. Okay, so paying attention to your HUD is a very important key matter to Naruto Storm 4, because you need to watch your health to determine how far away you are from death. Death is something that you need to avoid. The whole purpose of a fighting game is to start off with full health and to basically deplete your opponent's health from full to death. And you just don't want to hit death. And then the same thing with our situation with the chakra bar is that we want to use it to allow us to, to get close to our opponent like so. Very, very important things to do. And also allows us to do special moves like this that we can layer with other attacks. But again, you need to watch it, because if you're too busy doing this all the time and you try to do a jutsu, oh no, why am I not doing a jutsu? Oh yeah, I just run out of chakra. So you want to make sure that you're watching this chakra bar as much as possible and keeping a very good and healthy eye on it. And then lastly on this HUD is your substitutions. We use this as a way to get out of sticky situations and attack. So if I have him try to come towards me and do this, if I want to avoid that, it's just using the substitutions like so, avoiding that damage and then getting out of there or whatever, doing whatever other follow-up you have to help you. How is this effective and important during matches? Well, it turns out that actually looking at your HUD is sometimes a very good indicator to see when something is going to happen. Sometimes there are situations in matches where you can't actually see things on the screen due to in-game effects, such as like lots of lightning, fire blocking the screen, smoke effects after the fire from like Asuma's and fireball jutsus as well. There's a lot of like smoke and fiery and big things that block the screen, like Madara's jutsu, for example, Asuma's jutsu, and things like that. Sometimes your opponent is going to get hidden behind those things, and then you're not able to see exactly what is going on. And it just makes the situation a lot harder. So if you can't actually look at your character animation, because when a character does this, they bring their arm sort of, well, I guess Pain, for example, he brings his arm to his, I guess he does the hand sign, to do the chakra dash, right? So we know what Pain's chakra dashing animation looks like. In fact, a lot of them, they do like a little stance before they dash and then they dash in. This is how chakra dashes are formed. I'm sure we recognize this when we can see chakra dashes. Chakra dashes are used a lot throughout the Naruto Storm games, and we use it multiple times every game. You probably use it 100 to 500 to 1,000 times a week. if you play Naruto a bunch like I do. We know what that looks like, but you don't know what it looks like if your opponent is being covered by lots of jutsus like fireballs and Asuma's like big like smoke jutsu and other things that just generally block the screen and cover your opponent. If your opponent has the background advantage of the game in terms of camera, and you're in the foreground here like so, then being covered in jutsu like so is going to make it very hard to figure out what they're doing. This is why we pay attention to the HUD at the very top. The HUD at the very top is a very key way to make sure to know when your opponent is actually doing something. Not only that, but paying attention to the bottom of the screen as well. Every time you do a jutsu, it's written on the very bottom left or bottom right side of the screen, depending on who's doing it. So if I turn on my opponent's settings here, make sure that he does a ninjutsu. When Mitsuki eventually does a ninjutsu against me, I can see that he's about to do wind wave. So if there's smoke everywhere, I would know to avoid them, like so. So I'm seeing, all I'm doing is just looking down at the bottom right and seeing that he's doing wind waves against me. So this is when I know, rather than chakra dashing, I know to evade and just throw kunai, like so, or even to throw a sub. You know, things like that. And you can learn this just by looking at the chakra bar and looking at the bottom right of the screen. Sometimes you can even tell when someone's going to sub just by staring at the sub screen. So I'm actually now going to go into a match and then demonstrate myself, and I'll be explaining as I play what I'm doing, where I'm looking in terms of the HUD, and then you can see how I succeed in that manner. Looking at the HUD is actually something I recommend a lot in my coaching videos, and is something that I'm going to visually try to demonstrate to you in this video. So let's get to the match. Okay, so we're loading in the match here, and I've chosen characters that are good for covering the screen, and he's even got Itachi, which is good for it as well. So I can't see him, but I was able to dodge his fireball there, seeing that he actually used it on the screen there. And as you can see, I'm looking up and looking at his chakra bar. I'm looking at his chakra bar to see what jutsus he's throwing out, and because he threw out that fireball earlier, I was able to see what he's doing there. I can tell he did a chakra dash there. It's good to obviously switch to looking at your main characters as well, but looking at your opponent's HUD is always good. It's also good to know when you have the sub advantage and when you don't have the sub advantage as well. Okay, so we're both even on subs. Okay, I have sub advantage, so I'm now going to pressure. I see I have more chakra than him, so I'm going to use this to pressure too. Okay, just pressuring him now. Guard broken, nice. I had to sub there. Okay, his subs are returning, so now I'm going to get out of this situation. Try and force him to waste a sub. Oh, that's unlucky. But he dropped the combo, that's fine. So now we use this to get away. So I can see that he has sub advantage. He has complete HUD advantage over me. So now I'm going to use my jutsus, use whatever defensive techniques I have, like spamming jutsus here, comboing as and when I can. Juggle here. Okay, he decided to waste his last sub. I do have more subs here, so now I'm going to go in for the combo. There are my dashes. Okay, that's good punish. There we go. Nice little style combo on there on him. And we also want to know that when you're looking at the HUD, you want to use that to your advantage in terms of when you choose to attack. Okay, so we're pretty much even in terms of subs and chakra. I think I have a little bit more chakra, so I'm able to, throw out more jutsus than him. Because looking at my health compared to his, and like the health at the round start, I can tell that him throwing out jutsus wasn't good for him. Oh, that's not good for him either. Okay, so I'm throwing out lots of jutsu, creating lots of smoke. So he has to now use the HUD if he wants to see what I'm doing. Oh, okay, that's fine. We'll take that. Okay, he has 1 sub to my 3 subs. So now I want to use this to pressure. I gotta be aware that he has slightly more chakra than I do, so I'm charging up here. Okay, now this is good time to punish. This is punishing time. So this is time to get aggressive. Very nice counter by my opponent there. He's defending himself nicely. Okay, he's got 2 subs. Trying to bait subs as and where I can whilst remaining safe. Counter there because his subs are coming back. Right, he has 4 subs to my 0 or 1, so I'm going to back off here. Throw jutsus for him to run into. Like so. Okay, that was good punish by him. Waiting subs. Punish that. Okay, he likes countering a lot, so we're going to punish that with a grab. And also pay attention to the opponent's habits as well. Okay, I do see that I have one more sub than him. Wasted mine, so now we're even. We'll take this damage because there's not a lot of damage. Make him take that. He's going to dash into this. Again, opponent's habits. Use that to your advantage as well. But I will do one more fight since that one was a bit quick. So we're going to do another fight as another example as to how looking at the HUD helps. But notice how I'm always feeding the information of what I see from his HUD and gathering how he's going to play and what I should do based off of that. Okay, so this time, guys, I decided to go for full Uchiha team right here. And again, I'll be using the HUD entirely, or the heads-up display, so if you want to put it that, entirely just to determine how I should play and when I should be approaching. Okay, so this guy is very aggressive that we can see right off the bat. Like I said, pay close attention to how they play. Lots of switching, lots of dashing. Okay, I see I now have sub advantage. And I know he's going to keep attacking me because that's just how aggressive players are. Okay, he has no chakra to do anything. He isn't blocking. He doesn't know how to block, clearly. Okay, we're going to punish that. Now I have sub advantage and chakra advantage. So now with this information, I know that I'm just going to dash him entirely and just punish him. And he isn't going to try and block me because he's just too aggressive for his own good. Okay, we're going to play defensive here. That weakening is absolutely fine. That's fine. Jump over that, punish that. Block here. Okay, there we go. Another free combo. He's going to sub there. And you got to think, with his health in red, you got to think to yourself, he's going to sub like within the next few seconds or something, right? So expect to sub when the health is low. That's when you want to start chakra dashing. You just want to start chakra dashing a bunch when you see that the health is low. Okay, he decided to panic and block that. That's an easy first stab right there. Oh, very nice jutsu there on the chakra dash by him. But he plays a little too aggressive. I think he's calming down a little bit now. Okay. Okay, we're even on subs. I have 2 more subs, 1 more sub. Okay, he has no chakra. I want to pressure the hell out of him. I'm going to ground him in here on purpose. Okay, he didn't get the ground. That's fine. Ground him again. Okay, didn't get the ground either. But he's wasting chakra still. He's got absolutely no chakra. Okay, he reset my chakra. I have chakra advantage, and my subs are coming back. I'm glad that missed, because he would have subbed and punished me. Oh, that's a sub trap by him. Very nice. Okay, he's saving his sub. Very smart. That's okay. We'll get hit by Naruto there. That's absolutely fine. He hasn't got the resources to do anything, or rather, he wouldn't rather do it right now. Okay. There we go. Just punish him with the leader switch. Diffuse the situation with a grab. He's got 1 sub back, but knowing him, he would try to be aggressive. We're going to grab him here so he can't do anything, waste that Nagato, and he gets a rage quit. So notice how most of the time I was just staring at the HUD and then I was able to determine his moves based off how he plays. Here is a general rule for Naruto Storm players in a nutshell in terms of how they play. If a player is full on their resources, they're full on chakra and subs, they will get the confidence to be aggressive. If a player is about midway, this is where players kind of split. They'll either continue to be aggressive and go all guns blazing until they've literally run out of everything, or some will actually might be a little bit more conservative and stay back, try to conserve things, try to build their resources back up, try to top up and try to play the game in which they have more resources than you, more subs than you, more chakra than you as well, and make sure that their support gauges is higher than yours too. One thing I actually forgot, I neglected to mention during those games, is that I was also paying attention to his supports and seeing when they're going to come in as well. Paying attention to the supports and when they recharge and when they come in is also very super important. I was also paying attention to items, seeing when he had paper bombs, and then knowing when to be reckless. I can be reckless with his paper bomb usage if he has no paper bombs and his storm gauge is full. So that's another thing to consider. Also, one thing to consider is if an opponent has no resources, like one sub and like a little bit of health and a bit of chakra, they're going to be very timid. If you have more chakra, more subs, you just want to use that to press on, pressure, 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 dash, get all up in their faces, layer your jutsus with your chakra dashes, do your switch checks, get in there and absolutely get in their face and destroy them, as I demonstrated. Anyways, guys, I hope this tutorial helps. If you have any more questions, please be sure to ask down below. But this video is just to kind of make people realize the importance of looking at the heads-up display in Naruto, and not even Naruto, but in other games too. Anyways, it's been your boy Poison Okami. Matane.